So here we have an example of a detached buttonhole stitch, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. And if you've been following the other videos, here's some examples of a curved bullion stitch. And so we'll work on the detached buttonhole stitch. So, for the detached buttonhole stitch, the first thing you're going to do is make a bar. And we're going to use this batting as an example because it doesn't give off a lot of reflection. So you're going to make a little long straight stitch across. And I'm going to make this bar a little bit long so you can see what I'm doing, but a lot of the time you'd be working with a bar about half the size. So what you do is you loop the thread on top, and you're going to make a series of interlocking loops. Super easy. So you're just going to make the loops about the same size, and just go through. If I didn't have a blunt needle and I was using a needle that was sharp on the end, then I would drag the needle through with the eye first. But I'm using a blunt tipped needle, so I'm going ahead and, sending it through the other way. So when you get to the next top of it, when you get to the next row, some people turn the work upside down, but that's not always possible depending on what you're working on. So what I usually do is I just bring a loop around the opposite way, and then you have to decide if you're going to go for the loop in between the two loops or the loop itself, because you have to be consistent. So we're going to go for the loop in between the two loops on the bottom row. And so we're going to hit the in-between loops. And this just keeps everything evenly spaced. Just kind of keep your thread tension even. And a couple different things you can do with this. If you want a real rounded shape, you can go back and do loops on the side. If you want a shape that's smaller at the top, you'll just do less loops. Like if I wanted to make this, for instance, maybe kind of an oblong petal shape. Oops, actually picking up a little bit of the batting. I might just do 3 loops on the top, having done 4 in the previous rows, and then that would give it a nice little oblong shape at the top. And then all you do is you bring your thread under to anchor the last loop, and then depending on if you're working on a quilted surface or not, you could bring it through again. Anywhere you might want to anchor a petal or a leaf, keep it nice and even if you want it to be flat or if you want it to come up away from the batting. So there's your basic petal or shape using detached buttonhole stitch.